All right, welcome back to Speedfire Fab. This episode is going to be basically an extension of yesterday's episode, the recap from LS Fest. I'm going to dive into the OBS a little bit, take the valve covers off, check the valve train, make sure we don't have nothing weird there, and the off chance it's something simple. I don't think it is, but that's where we're going to start. And then we'll see how that goes. And if it looks like it's further in than that, then I've got to make the decision of what I want to do, but we'll get into that in a minute. So let's just dive in and go. Well, there's nothing just standing out at me. It did kind of sound like it was a little louder on this side. All right, let's go take the other side apart, I guess. Nothing looks out of whack here either. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the spark plugs and kind of analyze those. See if we got anything weird. Since I drove it in and then drove it back out onto the trailer and then off trailer back in the shop, it's probably not gonna show lean because, like I said, I've got the lower end just a little bit rich on the settings. So that's probably enough drive time to make them appear like everything's rich. But I don't know. We're going to find out. There's number one. I wouldn't say it's terrible. But it is showing rich, which kind of as expected. It's about the same. So far, we're fairly consistent. Not that that's a good thing. Oof. That's not good. Soaked in fuel, and the strap is actually collapsed all the way down. Which means that cylinder's not firing. And I wish I had an inspection camera. All right, we're gonna leave that one back out. That's number 7. Let's go look at the passenger side. See if we got any other weird things going on. It's kind of strange that it just collapsed that ground strap. It kind of leads me to think maybe something's up, like piston broke or something. Reached up there and slapped it. It's got a Can't really see it. It's got a hit mark, like something hit it. It's all chewed up right here along the edge too. It's really it's fuel soaked simply for the fact that it's not injector squirting in there, but without a gap between the electrode and the ground, it's never going to spark. So it's just dumping raw fuel. Can't actually burn it. So that's the reason that it's soaked like that. Okay, this side's going to be not fun. There's no room here, so I'm probably going to whack the heck out of this camera about a dozen times. There's one, there's two, there's three. That was really easy to get to with the fender off also. You try to think about the mechanic when you're building these things, but sometimes don't always work that way. And we're about to get some rain. Not looking good outside. Can't push that in. What the heck's going on? Oh, I don't think you can actually get to this one without pulling the manifold. The manifold needs to be kind of ground out. Got a weird seam in there. Dang it. There's a design flaw. Yep, that one ain't coming out. I guess I would have known that early if I would have put the plugs in after the manifolds. But instead, I tried to make my life easier. Which in turn ended up making my life harder. That sounds normal. Yeah, it was a little lean, but I've seen worse. Get that up there where y'all can see it. It's about the same as the other one. A little rich, but looks at the timing's not too far bad. Too far off. You want the burn kind of down here in the corner. But I'm also not an expert at reading plugs, especially not boosted plugs. Oh, this doesn't feel good. No, it stripped out. I don't know. I was feeling like it was not really going. What the heck? Oh, that's weird. Really? Oh, why? It's freaking stuck on the manifold. I swear. As soon as the spark plug gets tight, the freaking socket gets tight. Guess I'm just leaving it loose for right now. Jeez. That one looks about the same too, so We don't know about number 2, but as quiet as the noise is, I do think it's just a one location issue. Be number 7. So next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a ratchet on the crank. We're gonna spin it over and make sure that the valves are working like they should on number 7. As soon as I can get this spark plug tight. Oh, you too? Really starting to get frustrated with this. It's annoying. All my lights are dead except the big ones. I can't really see in here. I don't understand. Makes no sense that if they're tight, the socket won't come off. This I'm gonna have to grind down a socket because this is ridiculous. All right, let's go back to the other side and spin this thing over. Okay, nothing is cooperating today. You'll have that on the big jobs, I guess. All right, I got that out of the way. Y'all can hopefully see down in there. Nice, I cut myself in the process. We need to make sure both of these are cycling up and down properly. Exhaust is coming up. Nope, now we're on the intake stroke. Intake's opening up. Now we're probably on the compression. Okay, so those are working properly. Now the next thing we need to do that at least tells us that the lifters and the cam's probably good. Since it was kind of a light marble rattling sound, I was thinking maybe a lifter had collapsed or wiped the cam lobe out and is kind of just in there rattling around. I think that kind of proves that that's not the problem. So when you find a different socket and tighten up all the spark plugs, we're going to leave that one out and put a compression gauge on it. Let me see if we got compression on that cylinder, because I have a feeling we don't. And that the piston's broke. So how about to tighten up these other ones real well. I'm going to fight with them until I get them tight. Y'all don't have to watch because I'm going to get frustrated. Then we'll be back after a short break on y'all's end. All right, I'm back. Got a little bit of a problem. Problem is that my compression tester apparently does not have the fitting for an LS, which is weird. Pretty sure I've done this before. So, because I'm curious and need to know something right now, I'm going to use a little redneck engineering. I've got the fuel pump turned off in the tune in the computer, so I don't want fuel spraying in the injectors. I'm going to attempt to put my finger down here in the hole while I use the remote start. To spin the truck over, and we're going to see if it blows my finger out. Did that time. I got to keep the hood switch closed. The tape ain't working. Means we need some weight. Well, I mean, it blew my finger off, so it's got some kind of compression. I'm really curious to know what the compression reading would be. Maybe I'll just go buy a new compression tester, and also a camera. What do you call them? What did I say earlier? Bore scope? Yeah, I guess. I might just need to go buy one of those. I'm curious to see what it looks like down in there. Well, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this spark plug, re-gap it, put it back in, put it back together, fire it up. I mean, it's definitely going to run a little different because it'll be on all 8 cylinders. Kind of want to see if it does it again. I mean, either way, it sounded like it's something deeper down in the bottom of the motor, so if that's the case, it's going to have to come out. I don't have time to start pulling it today. Like I said, I really think my best bet is leave it running and driving where I can move it in and out of the shop and around the yard. Take the backup spare block I got and build that one. That way I can just kind of swap it out in a couple-day period. And then you got this thing tore apart in 1,000 pieces again. But you know what that means, right? If we got to build another one, this is just a stock 6.0. We gap the rings. We'll just build a bigger one with more boost, right? I have a bigger turbo. By bigger, I mean about twice the size of that one. That's probably not the best of plan. I don't know. What y'all think? Bigger? More bigger, more better, right? Nice little 427 or throw an 871 blower sticking out the hood. Feed the turbo into it. No, that's a little excessive. I don't think my wife would be too happy with that. Plus, I ain't got that kind of money. But maybe not necessarily bigger, but just better. Put a forward rotating assembly in there and just get better quality parts and pieces than stock marine stuff that's currently in here. Not that that's bad, but. All right, well, I'm going to time lapse this and knock this out, and then we'll be back to firing it up. And we all know it ain't gonna fix itself, but again, at least it'll be movable under its own power. All right, well, it's probably still gonna make noise, but it won't be at least it won't be misfiring. It will misfire though if I don't plug this coil pack in over here. Might not even start. Running on one bank. Okay. Yeah, not happy. Did y'all see that intake lifting up in that video? Like the center of it was like flexing. Anyways, well, it's not really the news I was wanting. It's kind of the news I was expecting. It's definitely something deeper in the bottom end, so I think my best bet is just build another motor and I can swap them out. I have two 6.0s. So in this box down here, I have a junkyard pull-out LQ4 Gen 3. It's a ball of grease, like it needs to be cleaned up. It's 90% complete. So that's an option. You either build that, I could just throw that in and send it and see how long she lasts, but I don't know anything about it. It's been in that box for 6 or 8 years probably. I have another one up there in that water trough. It's a Gen 4 LQ9, I believe. If I remember right, it's got a hole in one of the pistons, so I know what this one looks like. It's kind of my backup plan for my backup plan. So let's get this pallet out. Let's get that block, short block, pulled out of that barrel. And let's just see what we got to work with. Really thought this one, the piston was gone. I mean, this block's pretty nasty. It needs to be deep cleaned, and maybe it's got a bent rod. Honestly, cannot remember. But it is a Gen 4 6-liter. It's another Elmore Marine engine, straight out of a boat. She's pretty rough, but if it's not major damage, it should be able to be cleaned up, honed, and put back together. I've also got this 350, which maybe that's the one that's got a blown up piston. I don't know. This head doesn't look too bad. I don't even know what these heads are. $823s. So it's the same LS3 head that's on the truck, I believe. Yeah, you can't really read it in there, but it does say 823. I'm pretty sure these are ported and polished. I'm kind of worried those heads, that driver head has damage on the number 7 cylinder. If something hit the spark plug, then it had to damage the head. It might be fixable. All right, I'm gonna pull this head off over here. We'll just see what she looks like. Doesn't look like it blew anywhere, but that thing is not happy. Well, again, nothing looks broke. Now I just got to find a crank bolt. This one seems to be missing. Thought I had an extra one somewhere. I guess I do not. Well, we can use the old pry bar. Just see what she does. Oh, it gets stuck right there. Yeah, something's broke right there. Maybe it's bent rod. Either way, I think this is going to be the best candidate to send to the machine shop, have gone through, and maybe try to beef it up a little bit if it don't cost too much of an arm and a leg. That way, it's just a quick 2 to 3 day project, swap them out. So right now, that's my plan. We'll freshen this one up. And once it's done, we'll pull that one out, throw this one in, and we'll be back on the road. Maybe I'll just pay somebody to have it tuned. Like I said, I didn't really mind blowing that one up because I don't really have a lot of money in it. I didn't just build it. But if I'm going to go the trouble to build one, I don't know that I want to trust myself to try to tune it and go through all this again. But I'll figure that out down the road. I think that's going to be it for this video. I will keep y'all updated on what happens with this and the truck. There'll be more videos to come. So thanks for hanging out. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Maybe even learned something. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you like, what you don't like. Anything you want to see more of. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of winging this and kind of going with the flow. Not that there really is a flow, but anyways. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.